What's up, guys? It's the Monago family parents here. This is the beautiful Charmaine, mummy, and daddy 𝐦𝐤𝐬. Hope you guys are all good. Why are you laughing?
Did you say beautiful mummy and daddy 𝐦𝐤𝐬?
No, I said this is the beautiful Charmaine, and I'm daddy 𝐦𝐤𝐬. Wow.
Okay.
She see how she's trying to get me, guys.
Okay.
She's trying to get me. She's trying to get me.
Okay.
So look, we're here on the sofa. As the title says, we have taken our kids out of school and we're doing homeschooling.
Woo, I'm sweating.
Yeah. And we're doing homeschooling. Technically, it's not like complete homeschooling. Well, it is homeschooling. Because we are getting the assistance of tutors and tapping into various resources to deliver this homeschooling. But yeah, that's what this is about. So stay tuned. In this vlog, it's a lot to cover. In this vlog, we're going to talk about why we did it, and also the reasons why we did it and how we came to the decision. Because those two things are important. We started going into the how this week, isn't it? Because this week's been our first week.
Yeah.
It's Thursday now. I still got the same amount of hair as I did when I started.
I got a few greys.
Yeah.
Still good.
so it's going well. But yeah, so stay tuned. But guys, before we get into this, if you're first on our channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button now so you stay with us on this journey with homeschooling and all the other stuff that's going on, because there's loads of exciting stuff and lots of stuff for you to see happening with us. Never a dull day in our house, is there? Never a dull day in our house.
I'm still sweating, even about this subject.
Never a dull day. And hit the like button now. Give us his likes. You know we need his likes. I mean, don't keep the camera, please. I can see your leg moving, and I'm just thinking the tripod's gonna move. Please don't kick the camera down, darling. Love you. Don't kick the camera down, please.
This is just like his way of basically just,
Well, I'm just saying, I don't want you to kick the camera, darling. The camera almost went.
It's fine. He said sorry, so we'll move on.
So subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell, and we're gonna get it. All right. So it was a cold. Okay. All right, just joking.
It really wasn't,
Cold night. Yeah. Okay. You want to go for it? You want to explain?
I'm still trying to remember how we came to the decision myself. I'm still trying to think in my head how. But you're gonna do how, and I'm gonna do why.
Okay. We can both do why. Why is a big one?
Yeah. Okay.
We were under the impression that both our children were doing exceptionally well in school. Because that's kind of the impression that we got from their last report. Well, obviously there was a bit of a catch up from COVID, because a lot of the children missed out. If you've got kind of children who were studying during COVID, then you'll know and you'll be able to relate. But on the whole, we felt they were doing good. Right? One of our children, we recently attended the parents' evening, and that was completely flipped on its head. We were told something completely different. Right, and the delivery of what we were told wasn't great either. In fact, it was terrible. I'm just kind of trying to be PC here, and trying to be sensible about it. But it was terrible. And it was just a bit of a surprise to us, because I think we had put a lot of faith in the school system. And don't get me wrong, the UK education system is great. It's absolutely amazing. This is not a knock on the education system. We work within the education system. We have a business which recruits staff within the education system. So we're not knocking it at all. It's just that every child is different. Every situation is different. And we know our children, isn't it? Essentially, and we know how they respond and what they do. But anyway, we'll talk about because we're going into the whys. So let's stay on the hows first, isn't it? How it happened. So basically, there was a number of things, that incident that we mentioned, where it was a big surprise. So what we eventually did is, we started getting tutoring, for both of them. We just put a lot in place to try and help them, give them both the best that we could give them, essentially. And then when we went through this process, then I think that really made us kind of really look into whether what we're doing at home with our kids matches what's going on in school. Just felt like the school what's going on in the school didn't really match what's happening in our home.
Yeah.
And the kind of path that we're on for our family and our kids in our home. And it wouldn't, because the path that we're on for our family and our kids is not the conventional route.
It isn't.
And the school system is not designed to cater to us.
No.
It's designed to cater to everybody.
Yeah.
And so what happened was, I don't understand how it happened in the space of, I don't know how we got there, but we kind of
But it's something that's been brewing for a long time. And one of our children who we're talking about specifically, she's also not been happy. So that's another thing that's been showing. As well as the incident, she's also not been happy. They're both happy children, but you can tell when they're just not thriving in an environment. And like Uche said, as I want to keep saying, the school system is amazing, but it just hasn't. I don't know, we're just at a stage now with everything that we do, with content creating, everything that we are currently doing right now, it just isn't fitting
in with what we do.
In with what we do.
There was too much tension between the two for us to continue, and we just felt that our children were not getting the best out of that situation.
That's it.
For us, what is paramount and what's key is our children being in the best environment possible for them to thrive.
Yeah.
And that's what our role is as parents.
Yeah.
And then also for them being happy as well. So we just felt that they would be happier homeschooling and basically.
I would even say we think they'd be happier. That's another thing we forget to mention. They've been asking us
to do it,
and we haven't done it because we have to do it when we're ready, because the big responsibility is obviously on us.
We kind of brushed it when
they said it. We kind of
brushed it because
and I think the reason why they're also saying it is because also what we're currently doing, a lot of people in our current position do the same. People in the creative world, the creative industry, a lot of them, not everybody, but a lot of them do homeschool their children.
They get to a stage where they eventually have to.
So some of them do it. Not everyone does it. It just depends on your circumstances. But our kids, they knew this already, and they kind of, I think they just know where they fit, and they're starting to see where they fit. Especially like Myra, she's older now, so you can kind of see where you fit in society and where you are, and I feel like they kind of know that. So it wasn't a light decision from that perspective, because we decided, and so did they decide. Because I don't think I would be able to pull my kids out of school and then them be miserable. That wouldn't have actually worked. But actually, to be completely honest, I know it's the first week, but they're really happy. So it's really nice to see them really, really happy. And I'm not saying that this could happen in 4 weeks or 6 weeks, but for now, we've seen a massive change already.
In them, massively. And we will go into what programs we have in place for them.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they're going to be sitting at home every day, or they think they're gonna.
I mean, they haven't been.
Or parents are going to be a softer touch than what their teachers would be. That's not really what it's all about. So in our home, they see a very strong work ethic from their parents. We work incredibly hard, we're incredibly driven, and so they also they know that they know that that's the expectation. So it's not for them to have a playground. A playground. It's for them to, they know that we're going to push them and we're going to help them achieve their goals and help them be the best that they can. I think that covers the how.
That's how.
In terms of how it happened. I mean, if you're going to talk like specifically,
there's
physically,
probably more things.
In terms of the how, it was literally, okay, this seems like the right thing to do.
It felt right.
How did it come about? Did we suggest it, or what happened?
It just felt right. We've also been like tuning into, obviously because of the industry that we're in, we're tuning into a lot of other people in our creative industry as well, and it helps to be in that position to see what they do and how they're managing.
How they manage it all,
Because the last 6 months for us has been amazing, but at the same time been very overwhelming for us. Really busy and overwhelming, and we're always trying to find ways and to watch other people who are in our industry who are doing really, really well, and find out how they're doing it.
How they're balancing.
And it's not saying that we took that information from them and straight away. It's already something that was lingering, and it's like, okay, now you've seen it, and you're like, oh, that person does it, and that person does it, and that person does it, and guess what? They do what you do. This makes sense why they're able to balance it a little bit better than we do.
Than others,
So,
and also, look, there is a saying that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And it's just like, when I look at our kids, from even Kyra and Kyla, who are 3 years old, twins, and to Myra, who's 8, and Safira 7, 8 going on 9. You know, you look at them and you're just like, okay, these kids are just us.
Yeah.
You know, so we do challenge things a lot.
We go against the grain a lot. And we challenge a lot.
We challenge things, we go against the grain. We are quite independent thinkers. And we do have our way of doing things.
100%.
And I guess that's quite a strong, you know, culture that's in our house, isn't it?
Not because we don't follow structure necessarily, it doesn't mean we don't make decisions with, you know, we have serious conversations about it, and we
exactly.
make sure that actually this is the right thing to do, and we will do everything to make sure that we come out the other end shining. And if it doesn't happen, we'll still know in the back of our mind that we did everything we possibly can to make it work. So that's kind of our attitude towards everything that we do. We work right to the end of every lane. You know, no sleep, like literally everything. So we will, in this, we're 100% committed. It's been hard this first week, but
no, you've got moments, and we're going into
moments,
naturally. You've got moments like you know, are you doing the right thing and so forth. And look, this is not I'm not persuading anyone to follow our lead.
No.
You have to do things that are right for you. We're just sharing our story with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have moments like, oh, are you doing the right thing? And then when you kind of break it down, it's like, what's there to lose? So, of course, one of the things to consider in all of this is like the social aspect, isn't it? I think that's the biggest thing that comes out, you know, when you mention homeschooling or taking kids out of school and homeschooling. Everyone, you know, gets worried about, you know, they're going to be on their own, you know, and so forth. Yeah. First and foremost, obviously they've got each other at home.
Yeah.
That's the first and foremost. We've got obviously God's blessed us with a big household. Yeah. So they've got a big family, but outside of that, you know, our kids are very social, and they're literally in clubs every single day.
Yeah.
Gymnastics, swimming, skating club, dodgeball, you name it. They do loads. So scooter club. So they're in so many clubs every day, and we keep them active. So it's just not even a concern. Clear as the how and the why, because we've kind of, I don't know what that last bit was, where that fits into, but hopefully you're enjoying it all. But anyway, there you go. Yeah. So look, in terms of like the why. So for us, you know, when we look at the benefits for our household, and I have to keep stressing for our household, because this is not a video to say everybody abandon school, because school is great. The UK schooling system, again, is wonderful. It's just every house is different, every career is different, every home is different,
and more importantly, every child is different.
And every child is different. Yeah. So you have to do what's right for your family and for your home. So the whys. Okay. So we looked at all the pros and all the potential cons. For us, we don't see any cons. For us, there's no cons for us specifically.
The only con is actually we have to put in more work as parents.
Of course.
For me, for us personally, that's it, really. Yeah.
But then it's not really a con, because we enjoy it, and we're embracing this challenge.
We do enjoy it. I'm not going to pretend it's been a change having them here. Like, obviously,
but like anything,
Christmas holiday's gone, and you're like, okay, they're supposed to be in school now, so naturally you're supposed to have that space from them. But it's been amazing watching them in the state that they're in now. It's been amazing. So
and just getting to know them on a different level. I know it's only been 4 days, but just like getting to know them in a different level, being able to work with them a lot more closely. You know, we have to be thankful that we are in this position to do this. Anyway, because not everyone is in a position to do this.
No, we are.
And we appreciate that we are in this position. We both work from home now, in the way that we work. So the way that we work allows us to be able to do this. I mean, yes, you know, we don't work conventional times. So, you know, we got to be clear, you know, in our house, if we got to work till 1 o'clock in the morning, we'll work till 1 o'clock in the morning. If we've got we'll do whatever it takes. So I guess that's already ingrained in us anyway. So that's already ingrained in us anyway. So I guess that gives us the base to be able to do this. But so the whys, it's we're just able to give our children like a tailored learning experience to push them individually, working to their strengths, and really just get close to them and just really give them everything they need to be successful in a way that a school just would not be able to do it. You know, we know our children inside out, and we're able to really just really challenge them and push them and just make sure that they have everything they need to thrive. So that's one of the reasons. So the other reason is the flexibility it gives us. So because of what we do overall, it's difficult for us to stick to school term times and the structure that you need to have when you go to a normal school. So being able to study in a way and achieve the goals that we want to with regards to their education in a flexible way is massive for us, and it allows us to ensure that we're, as a family, hitting our family goals, essentially. The third reason is we can build a curriculum and study which basically is in line with where they want to go as children. Our children have made it extremely clear what they want to do what they want to do.
Literally, I want to sing, I want to do this, I want to do that.
They've made it extremely clear about what's important to them, and so yes, primary schools is about exploration as well, and there's going to be a bit of that. But if you can get your children in a situation where they are focusing heavily at this stage on developing the skills that they need to be successful in their chosen field, then I think that's the best thing to do for them. And we thank God that we're in a position to do that. And it isn't so streamlined in terms of, because it is important to give them avenues. So they're into acting, they're into singing, they're into art. Myra likes drawing. So it is quite wide, and obviously encompassing on all of that. Of course, we're going to make sure they have their core fundamental education, which is their English, maths, and science as well. Now, science is not as mandatory during primary, but of course they need to have a good introduction to science, etc., or good knowledge of science. So I guess also having worked in the education system as well, I've worked in a school for a period of time, and then also in primary education for a period of time, and then also we have we recruit within the primary education. I think that gives us a better understanding of the curriculum as well, and how education works. I guess we are in a position to kind of we understand how the curriculum works, and that, I guess, that helps us get the most from it, essentially, and be in a position to kind of design something a bit more tailored for our children.
I think more importantly, just to follow on what 𝐦𝐤𝐬 said, it's I know there's a lot of people right now staring at us. I can see you right now. We're like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna make sure that they get everything they need, blah blah blah. It's when you simplify it, English and maths is the most important thing for them right now. Science probably when they get to secondary age. Then all we're doing at this stage is just adding on the things specifically that they, like in school, they'll do geography, history, and all the things which we're still going to teach them. We're still going to teach them the basic history, the geography. We're going to still do all these things, but they can just do music, dance, singing. They can do these things specifically now at this age, as opposed to waiting until they're a lot older. They can actually work on these things now, and we can work with them to do these things right now. So the only difference is they're just not doing it in school. They're doing it here at home, where we can give them focus one-to-one. It's completely different. You can't give them, no teacher can give them what we can give them at home. Teachers are amazing. They sit in a class with 30 children. They have to navigate that. For us, we've got the opportunity to actually sit down now with our children and just give them the best, and just they can be the best that they can be. Right now, they just want to do everything, absolutely everything. So,
and just to add to that as well, because some of you may be thinking, all right, may not understand, why we are positioned to give them the best. Okay, so I was a performing artist. I was a musician, right? So I've performed at a high level. I've written songs at a high level. So why does my child need a music teacher? When their dad, used to live and eat and sleep and breathe music. The dancing. You've probably seen Charmaine and Myra's dance reels. Obviously, Mummy can dance. So
I mean, I'm okay. I'm not I'm not in this game. I'm not a dancer.
No, but what it is exactly.
Yeah.
But what it is that we've got a very good understanding of the arts, right?
Yeah.
And this is what they've identified that they really want to do. This is what we're doing. So we're positioned to guide them within that, isn't it? And on top of that, I mean, we're going into which you'll kind of see in another blog, because there's a lot to cover. How we're going to do it. We're not just going to be giving them vocal lessons ourselves, or instrument lessons ourselves, or teaching them maths and English ourselves. We are using tutors. So obviously people have, in homeschooling, it's a wide spectrum, isn't it? Some people administer the homeschooling completely themselves, and some people use tutors and so forth. So of course we're relying on tutors and resources and so forth, but we're managing that process intensely ourselves and getting involved as well. So it's a combination. I'll let you know what percent it is later in terms of how much is done by others and us. But in terms of the actual guidance of it and the direction, that's purely down to us now, which is what we want. And the school's not there, as I said, the UK system is great, but they are not there to basically cater to the whims of the Monago family.
No.
The school's not the Monago family school. So they're not there to do that. Whereas we can, and it's justifiable that we should, based on what we've achieved so far. So this is going to help us as a family get to that next level.
The reason why we're making sure they do their core subjects is, we're still thinking about whether we're going to make them do SATs tests. We don't know yet. But the most important thing is we're going to set them up so they can do their GCSEs. So if they do decide, okay, this is what we want to go down instead, or go this way, that path is completely open for them. So they're not in a position where, okay, they have to sing, or they have to dance, or they have to do guitar, or whatever specifically. They can actually,
or they have to vlog.
Or they have to vlog, whatever it is that we're doing now, they literally can go straight back into the system if they want to, and progress with whatever, if one of our children decide they want to be a doctor, which I can't see happening.
For us.
But I can't see happening because of the way they are. But you don't know what's
in your children.
You have no idea, especially with the twins. They're really young right now, so you don't know what's going to happen in 10 years or so. So we're just trying to keep a door open in every way.
And just to add on the twins bit, how our house is, like, people see us and they see us vlogging. They don't realise, you may not realise, like, how serious these kids are about what we do.
We're driven by them.
Kaya was crying the other day because she wants to dance. It's time for bed, and she's crying in her bed because she didn't get to dance downstairs. Now naturally it's gonna be like, this is the type of house you're in, right? So Myra dances, everyone does stuff, so that's what you're like, that's what right? So so that's just kind of the energy of the household. And so forth. And just one other point to mention, it is a holistic education that we are going to be giving them. So it's not, we know that primary is not just about core subjects, is also about character development and so forth and so forth and so forth. So these are all things that we take on board, and we want their characters to develop in line with the values that we feel are right, as opposed to somebody else's values, if that makes sense. And having them in this environment allows us to do that and equip them with the values that they need to be successful in their chosen field. So so hopefully that covers everything.
There's one more thing, and that's the last thing. There's homeschooling communities as well, which we yet haven't tapped into. I don't know how much we'll use it or we won't use it, but again, just if anyone is thinking of homeschooling, but
not promoting it
at all.
This is right for us.
Decision.
But if you want to,
you never know. They're out there, which is the same thing, as the normal school community. There's no different. If there's a homeschool community that are there as well and doing exactly the same as our children, we're going to definitely do our best to try and integrate them into that system if it works for us. Although, like I said, like 𝐦𝐤𝐤 said, we have so much stuff going on outside. They're so socially aware anyway and have so much going on. It's we're a social family anyway. We're really not. We're just that we have friends, we have it. So it's just it won't be that difficult for us to get out socially and make sure our kids stay.
I think with the homeschooling thing, what Charmaine's saying is essentially, it's like, in case they need other children to relate with specifically on that,
exactly,
I will make sure they have that.
This is it. So we're working on. It's the first week, so we can't have everything in check right now. But these are things that are there and in place for us to do, and choose if we want to.
And so hope this has been beneficial. Hope it's been good watching. Stay with us on this journey. Okay, so one other point that we forgot to mention is that flexibility to do what we need to do at the time we need to. Yeah. So if as a family we all need to be somewhere for 2 weeks, we can be there, the kids can get on with their education, and we can crack on and just act normal, live normally wherever we are.
Yeah.
And that's something that we need essentially, and we might need to press on given what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we might just record loads of content for you in that time that we're away for 2 weeks for you to watch, because it's nice for you to see. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, there's loads of reasons to cover.
There is more.
And I'm just kind of darling, just, you know, your left moved up again. I just thought to kick this camera. It's just such a lovely.
It's not close to it though. Look, it's not close to the camera. It's like here.
She's close to the tripod, guys. I just, you know, kicks the tripod down. I just love her so much. But
no, stop all that.
We're going to show you how it all goes down as this kind of unfolds. We'll show you as much of our journey as we can. Thank you to everyone that subscribes with us now and who's been on the journey, and thank you to all you guys who watch us. We really appreciate the love you give us. It's amazing. Like, subscribe, throw your hands in the air, wave them like just don't care. Okay, what were you gonna say now? So you had one.
Did I tell them to comment already?
You did.
I did, yeah.
Okay, if you got any questions, and you had one more thing you wanted to say, right?
You made me forget now. So
I made you. I made you forget.
You made me
Guys,
forget. Wait.
Explain to me in all
you
of
made
this
me forget
how I made her
you're
forget.
speaking, so you made me forget.
Explain to me how I made her forget. Can you tell me how I made her forget? Look, this is forget.
I know there's a lot of controversy around homeschooling. I've seen it on other people's channels. I've seen it everywhere. So we're not bothered about it, if I'm honest with you. And all the people that are for us, thank you. And thank you for supporting us. If you're genuinely worried about us, we're fine.
Don't worry.
We're not going to fall off the face of the earth.
Okay, everything's okay. We haven't both lost it.
We haven't lost our mind.
We're just fine. Okay.
We're good.
It's a decision. All
right.
right.
It's just a decision, and it's not a decision that
we've taken lightly. It's just we're fine.
That's it. So we're fine. Then,
if you think we're terrible people and what we're doing is absolutely terrible,
then see you later.
Then this is probably not the right channel for you.
Sorry.
Okay, so
just not being rude, but yeah, this is not for you.
It's not that you're not being rude. You are being rude. I'm being rude to you because you're probably being rude to me.
Yeah, so it's not the place for you. It's not, unfortunately.
It's not. You've got, at the end of the day, there's loads of channels, and we're doing what's right for our children.
That's it.
You've got to do what's right for your children. Everyone's got to do what's right for their children. As parents, we all have to do the best for our children and what we feel is best. So yeah.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out, guys. See you soon.